Hey guys, so this is my video journal, and I will be doing video journals because I'd rather talk than write. Okay, so I'm going to really just give you guys the raw of how I've been feeling. And I wanted to do a video journal because I wanted to send these entries video wise because I really wanted you guys to understand how I'm truly feeling along the way. So I want you to see facial expressions. I want you to see, my hands and how I'm really feeling, because I don't get too vulnerable a lot of times with people. But this process it's only been for me because I missed Sunday the 29th. I had a conference, but it's just Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh my God, I had a breakdown. I had a breakdown. I can't even lie about this. I had a verified, amplified breakdown. Saturday night, leaving class, heading to the bus stop. Didn't want to miss the bus. I missed the bus, and I just feel like that one steadiness, that one constant in my life that I felt like I could control, and I said that I could control, was getting to that bus. Because once I get to that bus, I can just and know that I'm going to be going home and I'm going to be able to relax. My health is not the best. I mean, it's been an up and down my whole life. But it's at a very low point right now. And so I'm so used to being able to take the time throughout the day to have times of silence, which are unbelievably important for me. To have those times of silence and times of rest and just peace. Just to kind of rejuvenate. I am a small battery person, so I'm not a big battery person where I can just go for long amounts of hours, and then the end of the day just get some sleep and I've rejuvenated again. That's not me. I'm a little battery person, so at certain intervals I need breaks. Like, I need breaks that last longer than 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I need to just rejuvenate. And so this process it's been a lot physically on me. It's been a lot mentally, emotionally. Missing that bus, I had a raw breakdown, like straight up tears, like that ugly cry, like yeah, that was me. Because I just felt like everything was falling apart, and I felt like things were shifting and things were changing, and I was cold and I was very uncomfortable. And for some reason in that moment I thought about Naked in Ashes, or Naked in Asses. I thought about that movie, and I thought that little boy that was becoming a guru, I thought about him, and I said, he must have felt like this. Because in that movie, when they were shaving his head, he was freezing. Like, he was literally freezing. You could see him shaking, and he had to keep going in and out of the water. And it's like, that water must be freezing. But he's doing it, and he's very uncomfortable. And all these men are going through all these uncomfortable times, walking in their bare feet in the snow, on the mountains. I'm like, that wouldn't be me. But I would totally have to do it, especially if I were told. But I was thinking about him. I was thinking about these men. And I thought, wow, like, they go through the most traumatic things in their lives. Those uncomfortable, traumatic times are also balanced with this expanded amount of growth that they experience from it. And that has been my relationship with life. I have the highest highs and the lowest lows. I have immense amount of traumas, and then they're followed by immense amount of growth. And I think that's the scary part of having this experience and going through this experience, is that I'm going through growth. I acknowledge it, I see it, I feel it. But any type of growing is painful. Like when babies and toddlers, you know, when they're teething and their teeth are growing in, they cry. It's painful. You know, as you're getting taller, some kids don't notice that they're growing, but sometimes there are other pains involved, you know. When kids, as they grow and their immune system grows, they get hit with a lot of bacteria and a lot of viruses, and their immune system is building up. So it's building up to grow strong. So growing is painful. And I'm going through this painful time right now, and it happened so fast because I was so used to being in a comfort zone, a zone where I was still walking along my healing path. And for me to jump in to this and not realize it was going to be as uncomfortable and mentally dense and physically just a little exhausting. I was doing yoga classes twice a day sometimes. I thought I could handle it, you know. And I don't think it's so much the physical, because the physical really feels like a nice release. Because when we, of course, Savasana, when we get into Savasana, it's just amazing. It's like, I needed that. But it's everything else in between. Like I said, you know, mentally, I'm used to being able to take the extended breaks that I need. I'm used to being able to, if I want that peace, I can lay down, or I don't have to hear people for a while. I can take that peace, you know. Otherwise, when I go to bed, I'm hearing constant noises, constant talks. And then another thing is that in addition to this growing process that I'm going through and this discomfort that I'm feeling, I'm going through this shift now. I've always told people that I'm around, please don't talk about spiritual things. Because then I start to go. I don't know how to control it. I don't know how to deal with it. But once a spiritual conversation comes up, and it's a very heavy spiritual conversation, whether it's related to religion or it's just related to the spiritual aspect, the cosmos, I'm gone. I start to go. And I know I start to go because I start to get dizzy, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? Do I got to hold on to something? And that part is draining as well. I can't absolutely say if I start to channel without realizing it, but I start to go in and out. I'm going in and out of this trance, this energy field. I'm going in and out, and it makes me dizzy, and it's a little bit draining. I'm also experiencing, I can't believe I'm sharing all this shit. I'm also experiencing not sleeping. I'm sleeping, but I'm channeling. I'm sleeping at night, but I'm channeling. And but what I'm channeling is more, I'm responding now. I'm replying and responding. So for instance, even though I had a conference yesterday and I took a little break, it's still all here, and it's still all here. So I was in bed last night and I just wasn't feeling well before I went to sleep. In the middle of the night, I roll over and I take my left knee and I bring it across my body and I start to do a side stretch, and then someone starts talking to me, and I have no clue if I was speaking in another language or if I spoke in English. I have no clue. All I know is that I responded to whoever was there, and I started talking about Chaturanga. And I started talking about, I was saying something, and yeah, and it was the strangest thing. And they were telling me that it's important to continue with some of these restful asanas, is what they were saying. It's important to continue with some of these restful asanas to help build my healing process, to help with the healing process and the relaxation and the rest. So in addition to the discomfort and the raw breakdown and everything that's been happening, the mental exhaustion, the physical exhaustion, you know, people are talking to me now, like straight out talking, and I'm responding, and I'm like, okay, and they're telling me this is how you can move forward. This is what's going to help. And so it's been really interesting. It's been really interesting because, you know, I decided to go forward with yoga training because I kept getting those pushes. They kept saying, go, 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 you know. And then I also have friends who are gifted as well, and they would say, you know, they keep telling me, you need to go and do yoga, you need to do yoga, you need to do yoga. And I said, fine, I'll do it. You know, now I completely understand why that, you know, why that was so critical. For me, I've only done 3 days so far, 3 sessions so far, and I'm feeling it. I asked a friend, her name is Tina Conroy, Tina Esposito Conroy, and so I hit her up and I said, look, I just had a breakdown. I had a raw and real breakdown. Is this normal, or am I crazy? Am I going to be able to make it, you know? And she straight out told me, no, this is normal. And I said, it is? And she said, yeah. She said, I've had many breakdowns. And she said, but I also had really amazing times, really fun times. She said, but yeah, I had several breakdowns. So I said, okay, good. I'm not alone. This is normal. And then one of the things she said was, your chakras are opening up more, you know, because she's a seer as well. And she said, and your chakras are opening up more. And I was like, ugh. You know, I was like, I just wanted, I collect feathers. Whenever they come along my path, I collect them. I was reading that when you take a whole bunch of feathers together, and they click together in the wind, they make the sound of the gods. I thought that was beautiful. So I collect feathers, right? And so generally these feathers, they come along my path every couple weeks, maybe once a month. I'm seeing more feathers now. So I know I'm on the right path. It's just very uncomfortable, like that little boy who was getting his head shaved in the freezing cold, jumping in and out of the water, and he's going through this spiritual process and this cleansing and this becoming. He's going through this becoming. So I'm going through this becoming, and it's extremely uncomfortable, frustrating, mentally, physically, emotionally. Yeah, I'm going through it. But you know what? I acknowledge the growing that's happening, and I'm definitely excited. I just love everyone that I have met so far, and I feel like this is amazing. I think this is amazing. I'm excited about the next few classes. I'm also very nervous, but I'm excited as well. And I think I'm going to learn some balance. I think I'm going to learn some balance and more about self-care, which is also what my friend was telling me through this process. You know, practice a lot of self-care, you know. So that's my journal. That's my journal. And yeah, so that's how I've been feeling about everything. Those are my comments, and you know, about everything. As far as any questions I might have, I'm not absolutely sure. We'll just see how everything continues to go. Yeah, I do have one question. I got one. Yay. Okay. So when it comes to the making up the classes for the teacher training, I was thinking that I would do 1 or 2 classes. Could be like a day, because I'm only it was a Sunday and then on a Saturday. So this is the only 2 that I plan on missing. I'm just trying to figure out how that process works. Do we go to the class and say, hey teacher, can you sign this? Or how does that work? You know, I want to know how that works so I can have an idea. Unless it's in my binder and I haven't looked at it and I need to revisit that sheet to get an idea, let me know. But other than that, this is, you know, my first video journal about how I'm feeling about the whole experience. And I'll see you guys in the next video journal, and I'll see you guys during the session. So bye.